being a full-time student, I'm also a part-time nanny. Monday through Thursday, I watch a little girl named Emily, who is 8 years old and in the 3rd grade. After I pick her up from school, we go home and do homework until her parents return. The first few weeks of her school year, her parents let me know that Emily didn't really need help with her homework because it was just simple review from the 2nd grade. So I trusted in her and just supervised over her and made sure it got done at least. It wasn't until the 3rd week of school that Emily's parents and I decided that we really need to step it up and get more involved in her schoolwork because Emily came home with her first math and English test and received a 60% on both. So after receiving those scores, her parents went to her teacher the very next day and asked the teacher how they can become more involved in the school and her schoolwork and how can they help higher her test scores. So the teacher asked them if they knew anything about the Common Core state standards. Her parents said no, so the teacher kindly explained to them that the Common Core state standards have been adopted in 46 states across the U.S. and that they are just a basic set of concepts that each student is expected to learn in a certain grade. So if you're like Emily's parents and are unaware of the Common Core state standards, you're not alone. According to Holly Corby, a child education researcher, states that 2 out of 3 parents in America are unaware of the Common Core state standards, but becoming aware is key to your child's success. So today I'm going to talk to you all you parents about the Common Core state standards from grades kindergarten through 6th grade. First I'll talk about the Common Core math standard, second I'll talk about the English standards, and third I'll talk about the new earth science standards. So first of all, starting with math, I'll talk to you about kindergarten. Kindergartners are expected to learn how to count and how to identify shapes. By counting, they should demonstrate how to count to 100 and also how to count by 5s and 10s as well. And by identifying shapes, they should know the differences between a square and a rectangle and be able to draw different shapes like triangles and circles and so forth. In 1st and 2nd grade, the main focus is on adding and subtracting single-digit numbers. You also want to give them examples on how adding and subtracting relate. For example, if 5 plus 2 equals 7, then 7 minus 2 equals 5. And gradually in 2nd grade, they'll advance to double-digit adding subtracting problems. In 3rd and 4th grade, these grades are very important. According to Ginsberg, who is a Common Core chief executive of the website, states that the highest priority content for college and career readiness are taught between grades 3rd and 4th. So parents, just be aware that these 2 grades are very crucial in your child's development. Starting off with adding and subtracting 3-digit numbers, then gradually moving on from multiplication to division, the terms of measurement, and the base 10 system. So as you can see, this is a lot of material to be taught in these 2 grades. 5th and 6th grade, the main focus is on word problems with an emphasis on fractions. So they're going to be using these word problems on a daily basis with homework and on tests. So a word of advice to you parents is to go home and demonstrate to your children how you can use fractions in a real life situation. For example, go home and bake with them and show them in this recipe, it calls for a 1/4 cup of white flour and a 1/2 cup of wheat flour. So combine how much flour do I need total. So now that I've talked to you about the Common Core math standards, let's talk about the Common Core English standards. For 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, for kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, the main focus is on reading. So we really want to gear our children away from just individual text reading and filling out questions by themselves. We want to enforce group exercises. So for example, the teacher will read a story to a group of students, and as a group ask them, what was the main point of the story? What were some of the main problems in the story? And what was the conclusion, or the morals and lesson? And as a group, they should answer in detail who, what, why, when, and where, and how about the story. In 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, the main focus is on spelling and writing. So there's going to be a weekly spelling test for these grades. And although cursive writing is no longer implemented in schools, it is advised that you do practice cursive with your children. But because technology is so advanced now, computer labs are available for these students in these grades to do their homework and also take tests. Next, back to writing, we actually want them to be able to organize a series of events, starting with an introduction paragraph. In the 3 main body paragraphs. That's talking about the 3 main points and describing further on those 3 main points, and how to write a conclusion sentence. So just the basics of how to write a paper is what we're talking about in these grades. In 6th grade, the main focus is on informational text. We want to, according to Barbara Terrell, in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, the main focus is going to be talking about informational text and writing research papers. So that's 50% of the time these students are going to be doing this. So in 6th grade, we really want to introduce them to an informational text like a newspaper, articles, journals, etc., and prepare them for what they're going to be needing to know in middle school. Okay, so now that I've talked to you about the English Common Core standards, let's talk about the new Earth Science standards, which will be implemented in 2014. In kindergarten and 1st grade, the main focus is on describing weather and climate change in different seasons and months. So for example, take these children out for a walk and explain to them if it's cold outside, then it's winter, and if it's hot outside, it's summer. Just the very basics. According to L.F. Clayton, the new Earth Science standards will teach the basic and essential learnings through experience and reason. So in 2nd and 3rd grade, the main focus is going to be about the solar system, about how the Earth revolves around the sun, about different planets and stars and moons, etc., and really get them to understand why it gets hot in the summer and why it's cold in the winter, and so forth. In 3rd and 4th grade, the main emphasis is on geography. We really want to get them to know different landforms, like the different mountain ranges, oceans, rivers, forests, and basically what this Earth consists of. And we want to get them to understand why these places in the Earth are important. Okay, and in 5th and 6th grade, the main focus is about different natural disasters. So talking about thunderstorms, from earthquakes, tsunamis, and other different natural disasters, and how to prepare yourself if you were ever stuck in one, and which high and low pressure areas these natural disasters mainly occur. So we really want to just allow them to really think about different situations like that and where they happen. Okay, so now that I've talked about all 3 subjects of the Common Core, you can help better prepare your student and for what they're about to be learning in elementary school. First, I talked about the Common Core state standards for math. Second, I talked about the Common Core state standards for English. And last, I talked about the Common Core state standards for Earth Science. So now you can help your child become more informed with what they are supposed to be learning, and you can help make the learning experience more fun and enjoyable for them as well. Thank you.